This is D'Lo Brown. You better recognize this. The only podcast I pay attention to is the Ministry of Wrestling. Believe that.
Yo, hey, yo, hey, yo. You can see me wearing this, which might be the last time it's an official merchandise, but you know what? You know what that means. We're here. It's me, the one, AJ Anthony Jordan.
It's me, Double V, the Viceroy of Verisimilitude. One of those V's tonight stands for violation, but that's another story.
And as always, Big Tone in the zone.
We are in the zone. And guys, look, as I said, this is because I say it with happiness, but I say it with a tinge of sadness. I'm very sad that this Impact t-shirt will mean nothing soon, but I am so happy for the return of those 3 very special letters: TNA. TNA, TNA, TNA. There we are. Okay, guys. So yeah, look, it's been talked about for the longest while, but Hard to Kill is by the time this video comes out, Hard to Kill is tonight. Hard to Kill is tonight, and we had to just give our we had to give our ampedness for it. We had to give a little preview of what's coming. I'm going to try and give it a bit of a match by match. I know time's not be on our side, and look, the pay-per-view is going to talk for itself. But before I do get into it, Nico, like, your feelings, TNA back on our screens.
Dude, it's a beautiful thing. More, you know, in the one side, it's terrible because more great wrestling is going to become nearly impossible to consume. Like Big Tone jinxed it a few years ago when he was like, "We're about to enter a golden age of wrestling. Next time, shut up." Because there's so much good wrestling on at the moment. But you look at this card matched with the legacy that they're very clearly tapping into with all of the promos that have gone into the build-up to this pay-per-view. That it's a legacy brand, isn't it? Like, this is, you know, this TNA, this brand is proof, something I've been saying to you for ages, AJ, F the casual fans. This is for the real wrestling fans. This is for people who want to consume brilliant, somewhat indie, somewhat mainstream wrestling, who want good storytelling, some of the best professional wrestlers on the planet, no faff, no fat, just meat on the bone. It's beautiful.
Big stuff. I can only agree. Big Tone, how are you feeling for the return of these 3 letters?
Well, yeah, I mean, first of all, I would say that shirt will never be meaningless. Impact, like, provided many great years of wrestling, and it is TNA's legacy. Yeah, but I'm happy that TNA is back. You get better ass. I'm happy it's back. Those 3 words like mean a lot to me. Yeah, honestly, I remember going back to like 2004, 2005. WWE is the only game in town. Yeah, and there was like a void, a hole missing. Yeah, but then I somehow, I can't even remember how I stumbled upon it, but I stumbled upon the triple threat match with Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels. There's one match that literally changed my wrestling life, because I was invested since that day. I tried to sell it to everyone who was a wrestling fan that they need to be watching TNA. And some of the greatest moments that I've ever viewed as a wrestling fan have come from those 3 letters. Yep. So I look at the legacy of the past and now this new legacy going into the future. And I'm really excited because the dynamic of the roster right about now is looking very good. Yeah, it's almost like a sort of a multiverse of wrestling within that company.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's so fitting the way these pay-per-views have been. Like, we had our turning point, we had a final resolution, and their first pay-per-view proves that those 3 letters are indeed hard to kill. So yes, let's talk about it. Even the pre-show's looking awesome, and we're just going to kick off with this one: a clash of 2 former champions, Rich Swann versus Steve Macklin. I mean, you know you're in for a big one. I'm kind of torn. I feel like it's going to be Steve to take it, but I just see a great match either way.
Rich Swann always seems to be in these sleeper hit matches on Impact and TNA, doesn't he? Like you always, not to disrespect the man, quite the opposite, but you always kind of look at maybe some of the other matches. Like you don't necessarily look straight at a Rich Swann match, and then he always seems to put on a show. Like he's a real scene stealer, Rich Swann. My heart would go Rich Swann based on the legacy alone, but I'd probably lean with him.
Toad?
Well, I agree with what you're saying, Nico. Rich Swann is what you would refer to as a stable hand.
Yeah.
You're always gonna get like a good quality match out of him. But I feel, man, they could do so much more with Steve Macklin. Steve Macklin feels like one of those stars that they sort of did a sort of New Japan Pro Wrestling style of build up with, whereas he came in, they had him do his thing, and he just rose through the ranks until he was world champion. Happened naturally and organically, yeah, and he's a great heel. And I think his run was a little bit too short for my liking. So hopefully with TNA like being rebooted, they're gonna like utilize him how they can, because he's a great hand. You think about heels like Bobby Roode, he's along the same veins as those great stars. So I would like to see them do something with him. But if Rich Swann wins, hey, he deserves it, man. The guy is great. The guy
Look,
can be
that's my
inserted into any part of the card and do his thing.
That is my thing. It's more like I feel like while Rich can land anywhere, let's give Steve that extra push. That was my only hint at a lean towards it. By the way, guys, yes, there is a prediction show. This isn't for prediction points. It's just us being so amped and just showing you what a stacked card you need to tune in for. So don't
The
be
card is
wondering.
insane. The card is actually
I
nuts.
saw it yesterday as a complete card, and when we shared it, we were all like, yeah,
Excited.
this is big. This is huge. This is huge. And like even on a pre-show to have a title on the line. So Nick, I kind of know which way you're going because you said you feel like a lot of titles are going to change. But
Not
here we
all,
are.
but a lot.
Here we go. Do you see this one changing? Crazy Steve versus your current digital media champion, Tommy Dreamer. This is on the countdown. This is on the
Actually,
countdown.
no, I don't see it changing. It's weird to say that Tommy Dreamer holds a main title in 2024. It's so weird to me, but I'm here for it. It's fun. I think it's really important, actually. Again, using that L word again, legacy. I actually think this is one of the matches where the champion should retain, because not to the same level as AEW, but TNA do have a lot of titles. Like, let's be consistent with what we're saying, right? TNA have got a lot of belts. And I think the card is so well poised that you can do both some flippity flip in the sense of switching titles up, but some should stay in safe hands. Tommy Dreamer doesn't have time on his side, but he's got safe hands on his side. I think he should retain this.
I agree. I think this is, especially for a pre-show, having Tommy Dreamer win makes you want to pay money to see. Nothing against Crazy Steve when I say that, but for those, as Nico hates, casuals, oh, rah, Tommy Dreamer, and he won. Now I've got to see the rest of the show. That's kind of my inkling.
Let's go easy with the whole I hate casuals thing.
I didn't say hate casuals. I'm just saying your view on casual. Like what? I'm just saying.
I don't think they exist. I don't think it's a thing. I don't believe in it. I don't believe that there's this fragile little human out there who couldn't possibly keep up with something as unsubtle as wrestling, that the wrestling companies have to cater to them. I've never believed that.
No, I'm just saying about someone who's channel hopping. That would definitely make you stop. Oh, Dreamer. Oh,
yeah.
He won. Yeah, let's see what the rest of it's got. That's my view.
We see the thing is though, I think we need to put some respect on Crazy Steve's name. This guy, like, was around ages ago. We're talking all the way back to Hulk Hogan days. Yeah. And like he came in as part of some carnival stable, featuring Rebel, who, as you know, was DMD Britt Baker's side.
Not Reba.
Not Reba or whatever they was calling her, Rebel. Yeah. And Mike Knox, yeah, who became Mike Knox in Impact Wrestling. Yeah, they had a carnival stable, and Crazy Steve was a part of that. Yeah. Today, 2024, he's been there the whole time. Those guys have come and gone. Yeah. I think Abyss might have been in there as well. And he's even outlasted Abyss. So Crazy Steve, man, I've actually got to like clap for you because you've done your bits, and you'd be a great like person if they want to showcase as somebody knew, oh, this guy actually beat Tommy Dreamer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That being said, I do agree with you guys. I think Tommy Dreamer is a recognizable name. ECW, we know him, so we want to like keep him on the card like as a champion just going in. He won't hold it for long, and odds are he'll probably get beat by Crazy Steve for the next pay-per-view. Yeah, but those 4 people coming in who's like, oh, TNA's back. What? Tommy Dreamer's still around. Rah. Yeah. So it's a good choice.
This next match is Impact versus TNA, and I swear to you, I am screwed on knowing which way to go. We are talking Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers versus Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian. I am so torn. My heart says the originals. My heart is like, it has to be the originals, but I also think it's time for the new breed to be able to breathe. So I'm gonna go with Myers and Edwards, but I really, really want it to be Eric and Frankie.
No, I'm leaning the same way as you. I'm going Myers and Edwards as well. And actually, if you look at, because look, this is obviously a hard reboot branding wise, but they're going to have some story crossover from where Impact was going. And Edwards and Myers were on a good run as Impact was fizzling out. I don't think they're going to take that away from them. If anything, I'd say that the old guard are going to be there to put them over even more. I think Eric Young's going to do a job for them. I think he's going to hit the pin.
Oh, okay. Bold call. Tone?
Well, you see, this one is a hard pick, as you say, because here you have Eddie Edwards, who's pretty much the modern day slapnuts Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, literally, right.
Of Impact and now TNA Wrestling. He is that guy that's been there consistently, and that guy that seems to win quite a bit and beaten some of the biggest names in the business. But that being said, this is TNA,
including his wife.
Yeah, oh yeah. And he's been beaten in front of his wife, and that goes vice versa. But no. If we're talking about TNA coming back, and maybe an old fan coming back to look at the products after many years, they may want to go with that feel-good moment of having the TNA originals of Eric Young and Frankie Kazarian. I feel it's actually going to be a big year for Frankie Kazarian as well.
Yes.
I feel that they're going to like maybe want to opt for that feel-good moment. Yeah, so I'm going to go with the originals.
Oh, nice one.
You I think your analogy of calling Edwards a modern day Jeff Jarrett's great. I also think Frankie Kazarian's a modern day Lance Storm. Like, the guys, we don't appreciate how good he is now, and I think when he's gone, we're all going to look back and go, Jesus, that guy was brilliant.
They're bringing back TNA. They better make Frankie a world champion, man. Look, you've done Cleveland, you've done Shelley, you've done right by Shelley, you've done very right by Shelley. Please do the same for Kazarian.
Third longest reigning champ of all time. They've done very right by him.
2 things I'm going to agree with you on, Nick. One, the Edwards and Myers, they lost the last pay-per-view. You can't really make them lose twice, especially because Myers and Moose is, well, it's still a team, but Moose has got other stuff going on. And the other side, Kazarian. When it came to meet and greet, I was like, you idiot, why didn't you?
Yeah, me too. I really regret that.
Biggest regret. Him and Gail Kim, actually. But yeah, okay, this is an interesting one. I'll give you guys a minute to think about it and prediction. It's not a match, but they talked Worlds Collide this Saturday. You will not believe who is showing up.
I think I know.
Part of me really wants to say Nick Nemeth, but the other part of me says the guy who I'm hoping, it's the guy I'm going to be seeing in about a week or two. I think it's Ali. I think it's Mustafa Ali.
He's one of them. I think he's one of them, definitely. Well, there's a lot of
I threw you there. You were like, I know. Now you're like, ooh.
I think we're gonna see some classic people show up though, like some people I haven't seen in TNA in years.
I think it's Okada.
He's on the next night, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
So he's going to show up.
Yeah, but that's not. You won't believe who's turning up.
Are we doing a bit of Tony Khan overhype here?
Maybe. Hey, don't be surprised if you hear Immortals music play and Hulk Hogan models down the ring.
What about? Hang on. What about Kurt?
Oh, he could. He
Kurt
could.
would be nice.
Kurt showing up as just a kind of a legacy, how you doing type thing.
If
Jeff?
Kevin Nash
Is
could do it.
Jeff, or is it still too soon?
I think he could do business. If Mr. Levesque is a decent guy, let AJ walk down. If
Yeah,
he's
that's
willing
not
to
good.
be a decent guy. let AJ. Hey, listen, let's not never say never. Christian was allowed to get inducted into their Hall of Fame. AJ
And
Styles
Nakamura, to be
pop up,
fair,
on a screen, like I think it was either Bound for Glory and Slammiversary. They did allow AJ Styles to appear, but physically walked out. I don't know.
they also allowed Nakamura to be in New Japan for Great Muta's last match.
Yeah. There are some stuff you can do.
I don't see
Sting's
it, though,
another name.
because
Sting's another
this
name.
is a rival promotion. I can't see it.
Okay.
What
Nick,
about Riddle? Do you think there's a possibility of him showing up?
with the highest respect, I'm not fussed. He's MLW. Like, I think there's a new sign-in. I think there are
And he's
some
New Japan. He's appearing on New Japan in very soon.
Yeah. We'll see.
This weekend, isn't it? Or is it
I think
next
it's the
month?
same night. It could be the same night.
Okay,
The Valley
let me
match.
throw out a question then. Like, out of the TNA like legends and legacy like wrestlers, who would you like to see just pop up for a little cameo? Say
Jeff
hi.
Jarrett. Jeff Jarrett.
It's that
Christopher
much.
Daniels, AJ Styles, Peter Williams.
Oh, PT. That out of the three, you could definitely get PT.
Samoa Joe.
Hey, that would be great. That really would be.
See,
good.
I was thinking Sting. Samoa Joe would actually trump it. That would be.
I reckon
really
we're gonna get Dixie Carter come round and say hi.
That I think might be too soon.
No. Like they're on good terms, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
I think she'll pop up just to say hello, like not be involved. Hey, but EC3 would be a good candidate to come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good one.
There's a lot. The
Yeah.
fact of the matter is, we're going to pop no matter what it is, because it's going to. I reckon they're going to pull out either someone legacy or an unsigned free agent. If it is Nick Nemeth, I don't think it's a full-time signature. I see him being IWGP champion in the next 18 months.
Hey, who knows? Could be Mercedes. Anyway, enough fantasy booking. Enough fantasy booking. Nico, this one's for you, bro. The match I know you're hyped for.
Oh yes.
Yes, the X Division Championship on the line. The current champ, Chris Sabin, the original Chris Sabin. Kushida, El Hijo del Vikingo. I'm not gonna lie.
This is a bit of me.
I'm fully Sabin on this one. I'm fully Chris Sabin on this the whole way. I can't see this title changing. I can't.
No, I'm with you, actually. I don't see it changing either, but I do see this being match of the night with its eyes closed. Kushida and Chris Sabin, just those two in the ring, is already an incredible prospect. There's good history there. But then you throw, arguably, is it even arguable? I think it's factual at this point. The best high flyer on the planet at the moment. You put El Hijo del Vikingo. Who tops him? I think he's better than Phoenix now.
Phoenix is injured.
Yeah, bro, I don't know. Phoenix hasn't recovered. He hasn't, since he snapped his arm, he hasn't been the Ray Phoenix of old. That Ray Phoenix, that one who put on that insane match when Kenny the Collector was champion, that Ray, I haven't seen come back yet. Vikingo has leveled up, bro. I don't see anyone better. Maybe Taurus, maybe General, maybe Commander, but I'd still give it to Vikingo. Yeah, man,
but you're right, though. It's an instant classic. And that's why I believe it's going to be match one. I believe it's match one for the return of TNA.
I actually see this as co-main event, so you've got both machine guns.
Good shout. Good shout.
I agree that this is probably going to be like the most exciting match on the card. As far as Vikingo being the best high flyer, I would say currently with Ray off the table, yeah, like I can't really argue with that. Yeah, he's doing his bits in AAA. He's doing his bits all across Mexico. Now he's doing his bits in AEW, and now he's gone to Impact as well. Yeah, and I have no doubt we're going to see him in New Japan as well, doing his thing. Yeah, because this guy is everywhere, and like people are standing up and taking notice. And this is going to be another showpiece for him, and I look forward to it. Kushida, of course, again, he's another person that you would call a stable hand from his time in New Japan, from his time in NXT, to his time now in Impact. Kushida's never going to give you a bad match. Yeah,
He's
just
brilliant, Kushida.
that guy that you can always rely on.
Yep.
But Chris Sabin, he's the guy. He's legacy. He is like I think he's a 3-time world champion, isn't he? Like and also he holds the most reigns for the X Division title.
10.
This is the
10 reigns.
perfect man to showcase walking into the pay-per-view and walking out into the new era of TNA as the champion of the X Division. So you're not going to take that belt off him. You're going to continue to make him and Shelly, like, you know, statewide. They are the showcase of those 3 letters, TNA.
Not by his promotion and not by the kind of more regular TNA fans. Is Chris Sabin an incredibly underrated wrestler? Because I feel like he's very underrated.
If you don't watch TNA, yes.
Yeah.
But that could be said about like the majority of their roster.
95% of the roster, but for an original and I'm not knocking the age, but some of these originals, he's really highly slept on. He's really
He
slept
really is, isn't he?
I'll give you that.
Him and Frankie are just like, they don't get the love they deserve.
Okay. I do agree. You're going to keep it moving though. PCO versus Dirty Dango. I'm going to go Dirty Dango. I know most people are like, PCO's not human. He can't be stopped. You've got your old, I don't even know what name he goes by now, but Santino's old ex-tag team partner, Kozlov, is there. And I reckon that him and the other guy are going to be the main reasons behind PCO taking it and Dirty Dango just continuing to be dirty, really. But that's my way on it. Can't say I'm overly excited for this match, but it's going to be fun, no less.
Okay, my first and I think only bit of negativity around this, I'm yet to be sold on PCO. Not the biggest. But
you know, he's your boy from old school. You know that.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, he hasn't won me over. It's not to say he won't. It's not to say I don't reserve the right to change my mind. This is the only match on this card that makes me, not even fully, but kind of makes me think, beer break. But I think PCO is taking this one, to be honest.
I see where you're coming from with the whole. If there was one match that I might go to get beer and snacks, it might be this. But I say might be because again, PCO's matches are fun. They're more leaning towards that type of GZW deathmatch type of thing. Yeah. Craziness happens. So
it's not my jam.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Like, if that's for you, I will stay, have some fun because this is the match that's gonna give you that hardcore craziness. If it's not, then yeah, maybe you can just watch this one sporadically, shall we say? but in terms of who wins, it is hard because you want to push Dirty Dango and have him keep doing heelish stuff, and because we want to elevate him against one of the face champions. But at the same time, PCO, he's that fun champion, like a fun guy that, the smash, PCO smash. I feel that's what we're going to see. Yeah, he's just going to be a fun little distraction. Everyone on Dirty Dango's team is going to be on the floor laid out. Yeah. Glass, thumbtacks, whatever. But I'm here for it, man. The madness.
Is this a hardcore match?
Let me put the poster up again, see if it says anything. It doesn't say. It doesn't say. So
I reckon they're going to do a WrestleMania 17, didn't it? And now this match has no disqualification.
If this match has no rules, PCO is 1,000,000% winning.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. If it's not, I would go Dirty Dango.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with it. I'm still sticking Dirty Dango.
I mean, there's no point, so it's fine.
Exactly. Anyway, here we go. Big Tone, I know this is the match you're excited for. The walking weapon, Josh Alexander versus Alex Hammerstone. I'll let you take the lead on this one.
Weapon bollocks.
Oh my gosh, man! Like, see, as a avid consumer of multiple wrestling programs, yeah, as a Nico called me out on it, yeah, I've always called this the golden age of content wrestling. MLW is one I don't get to watch enough because there's just so much stuff on on the TV, man. Like it's just 10 hours that's covering AEW and WWE alone. But man, when I get a chance to watch MLW, I'm always impressed. And you know what I was impressed by? I was impressed by Hammerstone, man. Hammerstone reminds me of the feeling I had back in the day when I seen AJ Styles for the first time and discovered that was TNA's guy. Yeah. Hammerstone is MLW's guy. He's big, he's jacked, he's got personality. Yeah, and he is a guy that could be a star on any of the big shows. He has the look, he has the charisma, he's got it, man. But to see him go against the walking weapon, that is a special treat for me. It's almost like an indie dream match. If you pay attention to Impact Wrestling and MLW, you're gonna be happy, man, and you're gonna be in for a great treat because these guys are gonna put on a show.
Cool. I can't say I've seen Hammerstone, and I'm not gonna say that's my reason behind it. I'm a big walking weapon fan. And that pile driver, oh my dizzies, it is a thing of beauty. So I'm going with Josh on this one. I think Josh is taking the victory here. But I'm looking forward to see what Hammerstone can bring.
The victory is difficult to say because again, are we showcasing Hammerstone as the new threat or an outsider getting beat by their best guy? I actually can't call this.
It's interesting. I actually think this is very easy. Take it with a pinch of salt. I've never seen Hammerstone, but I'll say this: you've put him over, Big Tone, because I'm actually very excited to see him now. Josh Alexander falls a little bit into FTR territory for me.
Really?
Little bit, not to the same degree, but put it this way: that incredible art level tag team match they did last time, my eye was on Zach.
I get that. And I know I cheered Subculture when we saw them live. I'm not gonna play that I'm always the one going on Josh. But he does give a good match. He doesn't do
bad matches. This is a fact. He doesn't do bad matches. Takes two to tango, but he doesn't do bad matches.
I hear what you're saying.
But it's true though. Look, the call. I can't see Alexander losing this. You're entering your new era. You're not about to not bury, but you're not about to make lose the guy who you've literally spent the best part of how long is it now? Coming up to a decade, telling us that this guy belongs in the conversation as one of the great wrestlers of the modern day, that he should be in the conversation with Zach and Bryan Danielson and yada yada yada. It's yeah, he's not losing. To quote Big Tone, Josh ain't losing.
Longest world champion ever. Do you make him lose on the first show?
No chance.
But then at the same, there is a chance though, because again, if you're bringing in Hammerstone, and I'm not sure of his relationship with TNA, is he there for a one-off, or is he there? Is he signed now? Because what better way to introduce this monster, this badass, this new threat, this new guy that's going to be a top guy, as to have him come in and shock
you can lose upwards though, especially with a guy like Alexander. You can lose upwards.
That's true. Yeah, or it can they could do some bookie thing, and it don't actually have a proper ending. They have to go back to it or whatnot.
Just because I'm an anarchist, the perfect thing for me to happen in a match like this, where you've got two. It's such an asshole thing where you've got two very serious, very proper professional wrestlers who are all about the art form of old school technical wrestling, right? The only way to solve it. Mm.
Well,
But don't say that. Don't
Bring
say that.
Danhausen into
Don't say that. And I'll tell you why I say don't say that. Because you're laughing, and I'm going to take that smile off your face straight away. TNA has something that they call comedic value. And it's called Grado, and I don't want that anything near that match. I don't want him
Grado so
near
much,
that.
man.
Listen, you can send Joe Hendry out all day long, but do not.
Joe
I'm
Hendry,
begging
I
you,
like.
Scott, do not send Grado. It's not what the UK wants. I'm telling
Nah,
you.
that's speak for yourself. I
That
like
crowd in
Grado.
Newcastle says otherwise.
Exactly, I like Grado, man. He's fun. But anyway, Hammerstone
Wasted, man.
is not more technical. It's more of a powerhouse. So this is going to be another like power versus technical ability type go.
Send in the housing.
Cool. Right.
Yeah, Josh is winning this for me, man.
This is a big one now. This is a huge match, and I'm excited. And I have so much love for so many people in this. Right, here we go. Here we go. We are talking
Jesus.
the TNA tag titles. We are talking the Rascals, who I love. We are talking Speedball Mike Bailey and Trent Seven, newly signed. The newly signed grizzled young vets, and ABC, who you done know. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I love the grizzled young vets. I love good old Trent Seven. Thank you very much, Nico. I love the Rascals. The Rascals have always been my guys. However, this is where it lays. Okay, we throw this up. Chris gave it to us. I'm even gonna bite my ash. I am going for it. ABC have to retain this. I love all of these guys. I've bought a ticket to a wrestling show just to see the grizzled young Reds in a few days' time. But no, all the way. ABC for me has to be. Thank you, Chris, for everything you gave us. Nothing. Yeah. Oh man, has to be for me.
This has also got potential for match of the night. This
100%.
This is absolutely insane. This match is
the talent is unreal. The talent is unreal in this match.
The high flying spots you're gonna get with the Rascals and Mike Bailey alone is nuts. Then you're gonna get the hard hitting stuff with Bigote, because I refuse to call him Trent Seven. He is the Bigote for me now. With Bigote doing hit, huh?
He's the best luchador.
He's the best luchador.
Just say.
He is the best luchador. Rey Mysterio can suck it.
You just say those words.
Before I would hear that.
Yo,
you see, I can do comedy, yes? Yeah. Look how I shocked these men. By the way, in case you're watching for the first time, Rey Mysterio is my favorite wrestler ever. Of course, Rey Mysterio can't suck it. He's the GOAT.
I was thinking
look, the champions are retaining. The only little question mark I have over my head is the Rascals. That's the Rascals are bothering me in the sense that I think they're the ones who are going to defeat ABC eventually.
I'm not going to lie. Could you imagine the shock value of GYV debut TNA match? Walk out with it. That's what.
That would be awesome. I can't see it, but it would be awesome.
That's what scares me. The Rascals and ABC have definitely got a feud going on. Look at what they've done at Final Resolution. But yeah, there's
that
a part
feud's
of me,
not over.
Don't get me wrong. Speedball Mountain was a cool thing to hear, but it's not a tag team to me personally. Right? Do you know what I mean? They've both got great futures as individuals.
No, it's a means of getting, two big guys into a match. Speedball Mike Bailey is incredible, and Trent Seven is Trent Seven.
Oh yeah, no. Listen, I love them both. I'm just saying, like in terms of my threat scales, I just think, would GYV just come in and just?
And Trent Seven loves us. Let's not forget.
Oh yeah, no, I've got nothing but love for Trent.
Check out Rev Pro.
I was going to say Rev Pro on demand. Let's see what we're talking about. Yeah. And
this match,
put another promotion over.
This match, like,
sorry, just in case you didn't believe us. Yeah, that was requested by Trent, not by us. Sorry, just saying.
Yeah. This match, as you say, Rico, like if we're talking with some miracle, the X Division match isn't the best match on the card. then this is the one that's going to take it, because the action, the teams that are in this match, man, they're going to go all out and they're going to go all in. It's going to be great. Yeah, this is definitely a show stealer. And some of the names you got, like Mike Bosby, Beatty, like teaming with Trent Seven, I'm like, stuff like, when I see stuff like that, I'm very happy. And this is what makes me think, like, wrestling is a multiverse, because, man, you can see this guy in Rebro, Trent Seven. Next minute, he's teaming with Mike Bosby, Beatty, two guys who I hold in high regard, coming together, like completely randomly, like in TNA, man. You can't make these things up. Then you got like a shade of Bullet Club, ABC. Check out interview with Chris Bay if you haven't already. Bro, yeah. Nah, like
He gave us permission. We are inducted.
and
Bullet
like,
Club Media,
again,
right here.
I could definitely see those guys continuing with the titles, because, again, Bullet Club, recognizable. Let's push them. Grizzled Young Vets, that's also a great team to walk in there and take it, because their first match there, and like that'd be a great way to come in as a dominant person. I feel one person is coming in from the outside and just being dominant. Whether it's this team, it remains to be seen. Oh, by the way, on TNA, Impact, the final episode, they got a great skit with the Grizzled Young Vets just walking down the street, just beat up some random guy in it because he bumped into them. Check it out, man. It's sold me on them already, man. If I wasn't
Scousers.
sold already. But then the Rascals, as you say, these are the guys that have me a bit like, the most, in it, because in the Impact years, these guys were a huge part of the X division and the tag team division. These guys are essentially the future. Yeah.
Yeah,
These
they are.
guys you put your money, you place your bets on, you place a rocket on them and fly them to the moon. So I do feel these will be the guys that will take the belts off of ABC. Will it be tomorrow? Don't know.
Could be the day after.
Yeah.
Snake
But
Eyes
yeah.
is right the corner.
I think I'm gonna go with the Rascals.
Ooh, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, we've talked about 2 potential matches tonight. We're gonna up it now. Because this time this is definitely. I don't want to say definitely the ladies' match of the night, because there was a women's title match, knockouts title match, but Ultimate X, Tasha Steelz, Alicia Edwards, who we've also interviewed, Giselle Shaw, who we've met, Judy Frett, Zaya Brookside, and of course,
Danny
Luna.
Luna.
Danny Luna. Like, listen, for everything Alicia Edwards gave us for an interview, I am eternally grateful. For the great time I had in Newcastle with Giselle Shaw, I am extremely grateful. But kind of like Nico on I can't bet against John Cena. I can't bet against Danny. I can't. Danny for the win on this.
My heart's with Danny the whole way, obviously, but I don't think that's what's happening.
Sadly, I know. Sadly, I feel we may have interviewed the number 1 contender. That's all I'm going to say. But
I think exactly right. I think we've interviewed the number 1 contender. When we said to her, like, when are you going for the gold again? It's mad that she holds 2 freaking records and doesn't get the recognition. Longest reigning women's champion of all time, and in the longest women's title match of all time. Not just in TNA, any wrestling.
Yeah.
It's insane. Do not sleep on Alicia. Alicia Edwards. I think we were given a little fourth wall peek behind the curtain. Where the way she's at. Jordan's a tough girl. I can't do a Boston accent for hell, but Jordan's a tough girl. Yeah, my heart's with Danny. I'm going with my head on this. I actually think Jordan's going to win this. Sorry, not Jordan. Alicia Edwards, sorry.
Yeah, this match is going to be a great match. And we had also a great preview on the final Impact, if you will. And for me, it boils down to 3 people. Yeah, yes, I am thinking with my heart when I say Danny Luna.
Standard.
And Alicia Edwards does stand a very good chance, because she is someone you want to showcase And to be honest, if you want to do a great power couple storyline, Alicia and Eddie, that's
Yep.
the way to go.
Yep.
But then at the same time, they are pushing heavily Tasha Steelz. And Tasha Steelz even held up the Ultimate X on the Go Home show. So is this the one that they're going with, do you think? It's a high possibility. And Tasha Steelz should be champion before. I suppose what you gotta think about is which matches are we getting that we haven't got yet. Because all of them, Trinity is the champion. So I'm sorry, but it's not gonna be Danny Luna because she's a face. Yeah. So that leaves Tasha Steelz or Alicia Edwards.
Okay, I mean, we are possibly leaning it. As I said, as Nick said, it feels like the fourth wall is broken, and the next match is coming up. So before I give you a chance to close on that prediction, right? What would you say in the event that, let's say, the next match we're going to announce leads to a title change? Right, we'll talk about it in a second. But what are you saying in the event that there's a title change? Who would you go with if we've got? I mean, do you call Jordan a mega heel? I don't know, but if you go down the Jordan Grace victory, who do you call as the opponent?
If it was Jordan Grace like she was walking away the victory, then yeah, I think Danny Luna would be a great foil to her. Yeah, and that would be a great thing to see. But I think the other thing is gonna happen. So we're back to Tasha Steelz and Alicia Edwards. And I don't want to bring race into it or anything, but I do think it would be great to see just two strong black women, Tasha Steelz and Trinity, standing there against each other.
Trinity TNA.
Yeah.
Trinity TNA. I still believe in that one. Look, we've had a main event that TNA gave us, and again, not playing the racial card, especially while Nico's not here on screen. It feels like we're doing it, but yes, WWE done it with Bianca and at the time Sasha Banks. I said at the time because that's not currently the name, and yeah, it would be interesting to see that on a knockouts front as well. But
Alicia Edwards is that heel. If we're talking fastly,
Alicia is that heel, but Danny is that girl. Sorry. anyone who's not familiar with the ministry, we are down with the subculture like nobody's business. And yeah,
100%.
That is the one. Okay. Now, well, we have to move on to this next match. It is the knockouts match. It is Trinity TNA, our current TNA champion, the undefeated in Impact Trinity, versus the juggernaut, Big Mama Pump, Jordan Grace.
Yeah, let me start off by saying that, out of all the new belts, yeah, Trinity's belt, the Knockouts belt, looks the best.
Gorgeous.
It looks the best out of all of the new ones, man. Very gorgeous. It's befitting of her to be a champion. I'm so proud of Trinity. This is why, in it, I feel that sometimes just because you're in a comfortable situation, there's still more you could be doing to elevate yourself. And Trinity and Mercedes, they were right to do what they did. They both left. They both become world champions elsewhere, innit? Yeah, and Trinity, man, she's knocked it out the park, man. You've been the champion from on the 1000th episode of Impact. You're the champion on the final episode of Impact, and you're the champion of this new era of TNA. And it's a recognizable face. It's a person that puts on consistently great matches. This person, she's been at the highest of highs. So you really need to keep the belt on, Trinity. I love Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace, fun facts, has my favorite entrance music of all the knockouts, man. I just like it. It reminds me of 90s television and stuff. But
I get that. Cool. We're joined by Monsieur Luro one more time, so I will let him come back. We're just talking about the elements of the match that is the knockouts match. Big Tone has just literally said he believes it's all the accolades and it has to go to Trinity kind of thing. He calls a potential Tasha Steelz versus Trinity, and we also said how the knockouts title is the best looking of the new TNA titles. I'm gonna call this based on two facts. One, the rumor mill that Trinity may very, very soon be called Naomi once again. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not calling out any other company, but there is a rumor that she's gonna be that way. And I'm just listening to the interview that we had. Alicia clearly called out Jordan Grace. She wants the Ultimate X match. She wanted to be in the Ultimate X match, which at the time she wasn't qualified for. She's in there. And she called out Jordan. I believe, here's the thing. She could still lose at Snake Eyes, but I feel the Juggernaut is going to take it. I don't want to do it because Trinity is like, I rank Mercedes as my all-time like top, but the following the journey, no one outdoes Trinity for me. Nobody. I have loved her from a Funkadactyl to today. That's just as real as it gets. I don't want to bet against her. I need to check Snake Eyes' card, really. I should check Snake Eyes' card. But just because there is a 30-person match coming up very soon, I believe Naomi's return is kind of imminent. If it wasn't for that, I would be behind her 100%. But I'm going to go Jordan on this one.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. The what's kind of ruined this for me is the dirt sheets. It's the rumor mill. It's the fact that it looks like, as you said, she's going to be called Naomi again. So on that basis alone, she can hold her head high, and the fact that she was never defeated as a knockouts champion in Impact, I think Jordan's going over here.
Yeah, my final call on this, I still maintain that Trinity is your champion. Again, the rumor mill is just a rumor mill until it's not. So who knows what's going on behind the scenes? And to be honest, if Trinity becomes Naomi again, I don't see where she fits in on the other side's like picture.
I do, right alongside Candice LeRae in catering.
Sadly, that is a good call.
I mean,
Yeah.
why
settle for mediocrity when you could be?
I was just talking about before you left, Nico, that she was right to leave and bet on herself and become a world champion. And not only a world champion for landmark moments of Impact / TNA's history. Yeah, yep. So I don't think you're gonna ruin that. I don't think like that she's is gonna ruin that. I mean, yes, hubby is over the other side, but at the same time, you doing your thing, man. Like, I don't think it's time for you to go.
It's not. I agree with you. I hope you're right, Big Tom. But
I hope you're right. But sometimes, just being near your family just.
I hope you're right. I think you're wrong. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Right. Now,
I'm right.
For the main event, Alex Shelley, your current, as of right now, Impact, but he is holding TNA gold once again. Your current TNA champion versus the man who scared me like no other, Moose. Look at Shivers thinking about
You saw Anthony Ogogo. I told him basically with my eyes, yeah, and what? Moose made me sit down.
You cannot do that to Moose. I swear to you on everything.
He is a scary, scary man.
I love Shelley. I love the machine guns. I can't bet against Moose. I feel like he is. Don't get me wrong. This is the great foil for Alex Shelley, but I feel a new generation starts with a new champ. And I feel, remember as well, while it was Impact, Moose brought back the TNA title, which had people wondering at the time, is TNA coming back? Well, here it is, foreshadowing, it is back. I can't, look, Shells, I love you. The conversation we had with you is something that still sits in my head. Like, I've spoken to a wrestler when I spoke to Alex Shelley. That's what happened there. But it's Moose. It's Moose for me.
It's Moose for me too, bro. Like, I think, call me old school and call me traditional. I still love the idea of the world champion being very much a world heavyweight champion. You know what I mean?
I respect that for a man who backs Mysterio. I respect that.
Yeah. 100%. Listen, I love the courageous underdog story. I love that you're Davids versus Goliaths. You know, Rey Mysterio going over Kevin Nash. Fantastic moment. Rey Mysterio holding the gold. Fantastic moment. But I'll be real. there's just something magical. It's the little 9-year-old kid in me. The first time I put on Turner Network back in the day, and during the war, and yeah, Rey Mysterio won his way into my heart, and made me fall in love with wrestling. But every time you got to the end of a Nitro, and it would end with the big gold belt, and it didn't just say world champion, world heavyweight champion, the Giant. But whether he was a great champion or not isn't the point I'm making. There was a fact that
his name. I get what you're saying.
physically it makes sense. The man is a freaking giant. Of course he's the champion. Who beats him? And then obviously that's my first impression as a 9-year-old watching wrestling, right? And then obviously you get to know the nuances and you understand it better. But there's that very traditional childlike love I have. WWE, to their credit, are doing it at the moment. Big dog at the top of the table, right? Brock holding gold. Like that's one thing I think AEW could improve on. Is that's why I think they're onto something with Wardlow. Big unstoppable machine at the top. I'm interested in that. Moose being at the top here interests the hell out of me, because he's such a physical presence that you literally do end up asking, yeah, who beats him?
Yeah.
You see,
and they're banking on.
Sorry,
So just before you go there, they are banking on that world's greatest tag team. Well, not world's greatest tag team, but the Moose Myers thing has now become very much a Myers Edwards thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're banking on him in a main event status. But I'll let you run on this one, bro.
See, the thing is, I don't disagree with any of your points. I just think it's worth pointing out that TNA and Impact haven't really been that company that I've focused too much at, with the heavyweight being the number one star. This goes all the way back to AJ Styles, and
Sure.
even earlier than that, innit? Yeah, when we're talking about like guys like Low Key, yeah, and their title run and everything. They've always had that smaller guy be able to be the guy and run at the top of the company.
It's
Now,
just a
there's
personal preference.
No, I know, and I actually agree with that. But there's two things in it, and that's why I'm kind of split, because I look at Moose. I've always looked at Moose and think this man is a star. If I was building a company, I would be building it around him, because like the look, like if we was to look at everyone, I know we there's a conversation to be had about casuals and whatnot, yeah. But if I'm going on a billboard and whatnot, and I see Moose there, that guy looks like a wrestler. That guy looks like the generic term stereotype of what people think is a wrestler. The big, jacked, unstoppable guy. But then this is TNA we're talking about, who don't really like march to the beat of anyone else's drum. They do their own thing. And they're showcasing Alex Shelley in such a way as they're trying to make him like at least one of the greatest, if not the greatest, TNA world champion of all time. And he's already number 3, yeah, in that ranking. And there's only 2 more people like Kirby has to beat to become number 1. So it's a possibility that they actually might try and do that. But then the shot value alone for the first pay-per-view and then him losing that title. I'm really split, but I'm going to go with Moose because I just feel that.
After all that.
I'm split. It really could be.
I was going to say, not Chris Bay, but another ultimate finesser would be very proud of you. Right?
Long way around.
No, but you got to break it down. Like,
No,
again, I don't think it's as clear cut as, Moose wins. I think there's a very good chance. It's like 49-51 for me. Yeah. That Alex Shelley walks out.
I'm not far behind you. I think I'm more 40-60. I like there is a very you can't sleep on Alex Shelley. You can never sleep on Alex Shelley. But I just feel like it's time for the Moose Nation to rise again. That's just the way I feel. Like, yeah. But hey, we don't know. And there's only one way to find out, guys. And that is by heading over to Impact Plus or Fight TV, and that's where you'll be able to do it. And again, guys, you've heard this, you've seen the t-shirt, you've seen it all. Head on over to Impact Plus. TNA Plus. It's over. Impact Plus is gone. It's all about TNA Plus now. You head on over to the Zone on a weekly basis to check out all of these great stars. And may I also say Impact Insiders, which is now going to be TNA Insiders on YouTube. Like, it is available absolutely everywhere. I encourage you guys to check it out. It's not an endorsement. I'm just saying, if you've been out of love with TNA, so before YouTube are like, there is no paid endorsement in this. This is just saying that this is a great pay-per-view that we're previewing, and these are the ways to catch it. Just like you can go on a network, but it's not about their show today. So check them out. Check it out. The brand. This has shown us a great time, but those 3 letters are back. Total Non-Stop Action, TNA, is in his house. That's my final words. I am pumped as hell for the return of TNA and Hard to Kill. So that's my final words.
I'm not going to be able to better that. I'm literally just going to say this pay-per-view is stacked. If you are a fragile little casual wrestling fan, then I really suggest that you stop being that and tune into this, because this is going to blow your socks off. This is some serious wrestling you've got right here. Tune in, guys. This is amazing.
This card is a treat for any wrestling fan, really. Like, go ahead if you're on the fence, like you heard TNA back in the day, those 3 letters, you never knew what it was about and never checked it out. Check it out. If you're an old returning fan, never watched the Impact years, check it out. If you're an Impact guy, a bit wary of them return to TNA, don't worry about it, man. Just look at the card up and down. This is more of what you love, and it's dialed up to 11. So check it out. In short, check out TNA Hard to Kill.
That's
Big Tone out the zone.
Yeah, he's out the zone. I'm the one AJ. That's Double V. And yeah, Big Tone down below. Guys, check it out. We'll see you on the other side for a review. Until then, we out. See ya.